In this academic writer tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add citations to your paper. Remember when we first began the paper, I encouraged you to put your references in right near the start because that will make it easier for you to do your citations as you go along. So this is a pretend paper I'm working on. I have a few things here so that I can show you how to cite. Notice my first sentence is in quotation marks. Anytime you use a direct quotation from one of your articles, and that does mean literally that you took it word for word, you need to put it in quotation marks and you need to cite it because it is somebody else's work. Click your cursor after the quotation marks, leave a space, and scroll down to your reference list. Identify which of the references you used, which one did that quotation come from. Check the box in front of it, and now you can click on this Cite button. Every time you go to add a citation, you'll be asked these two questions. When you hover the cursor near the first question, the gray box on the right shows you what the two types of citations look like. A parenthetical citation is probably most common. It means that you quoted or paraphrased information from the article without mentioning the author or the article itself. And the citation will end up having the author's last name and the date. If you have mentioned the author, you'd say it's narrative, and that citation will only have the date. So answer this question. The second question wants to know quotation, yes or no. This one is, so I say yes. And at that point, I need to say the page number of my article. If your article honestly has no page numbers, which is very uncommon, you would have to default to the paragraph number and count down the number of paragraphs in the document until your quotation appears. For a quotation, you do need to tell somebody where it was in your article. Once you fill in the template, click on Submit. And once it says that it's saved your document, you know that it added the citation for you. So here it is, incorrect format. Because it's a quotation, we have the author's name, the year, and the page number. If the information that you are citing is not a quotation, insert your cursor where you need it. Again, scroll down, identify the source that it came from, click on Cite. This time I'll leave it as parenthetical. I'll say it's not a quotation. And once again, it put the citation in the article. This is showing an ND because I didn't have a date for my resource. That means no date. So I just have the author's name, no date. Here's a place in my paper where I mention the author. So this is the other type of citation. I'm going to click my cursor, come down to the correct reference, tell it I need to cite. This is a narrative citation. I just want you to be aware of something that the resource does when it's a narrative citation. It puts the author's name and then the year in parentheses. Since I've already written the author's name, I now need to backspace and remove that. You do not want the name to be there twice. So what you can do as you're writing, if you know you're about to mention an author because you're going to do a citation, before you even write the author's name, click your cursor, come down to the reference, say Cite, tell it it's going to be the narrative kind of citation, and it will fill that information in for you. So it's that easy to get your citations into your paper. And that's the important reason for putting your references in right near the beginning, that as you type, as you know that you've just quoted something or just paraphrased something from somebody else's work, click your cursor at the end of that sentence, get your citation right into your paper, and that way you won't risk accidentally plagiarizing anything in your document.